Leo, let's not sugarcoat it this week, something big is shifting. And the first sign of it might just come from your bank. Whether it's a call, a text, or a quiet email notification, don't dismiss it. What's on the way has the potential to change how you see your own worth and what you thought was financially possible for you. We're talking about unexpected approvals, overdue releases, long-awaited confirmations, things you might have quietly hoped for but stopped believing would actually happen. Well, guess what? The universe hasn't forgotten you. We're stepping into the week of October 1st through 7th, and Leo, this isn't just any week. Your ruling planet, the Sun, is forming a powerful trine with Uranus, the planet of breakthroughs and the unexpected. When that kind of alignment happens in financial houses, the result is rarely small. That's why you're here. That's why your soul clicked on this video before your mind even understood why. Because on an energetic level you know something is coming, and you're meant to receive it. Now, I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. I've lived through enough real spiritual breakthroughs to know they rarely arrive with fireworks. Most of the time, they come in quiet forms: a voicemail, a bank statement, a decision finally moving forward after months of waiting. So if you've been feeling stuck, if the promises have been piling up with no action, if you've told yourself, maybe it's just not my time yet, I want you to take a deep breath. Because it is. It's not magic. It's energy. It's cycles. You've planted the seeds already through your patience, your resilience, your growth. What's happening now is harvest. Not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. And because your path is finally syncing with the divine timing you didn't even know was working behind the scenes for you. So Leo, before we dive into the messages, the insights, the story that the cards and the sky are revealing this week, you want to take a moment to thank you. Genuinely. Every time you watch one of these videos, every time you hit like, or comment, or subscribe, you're not just supporting this channel. You're deepening your own connection to a community that sees you, that holds space for your light, even on the days when you've forgotten how brightly it burns. If you're still with me now, it's because you feel it too. Something's waking up inside you. A recognition. A readiness. And I promise, you'll want to stay with me to the very end of this message. What the universe is whispering into your life this week is nothing short of breathtaking. If this message is resonating already, drop a comment below and tell me what brought you here. Say, I'm ready to unlock what's mine. Your voice has power, and speaking your truth in this space invites the energy to move even faster. Let's begin. Leo, what if the breakthrough you've been waiting for doesn't arrive with fireworks or confetti, but through a quiet, almost unnoticed message? What if the miracle is already in motion, just waiting for you to stop questioning whether you deserve it? This week, between October 1st and 7th, there's a specific energetic opening aligned with your sign, and it's not one to dismiss. The Sun, your ruling Forceus, in a flowing trine with Uranus, the planet of surprises, awakenings, and divine reversals. When those two align in earth and fire, what seemed blocked, slow, or buried under red tape suddenly begins to move. Things click. Papers get approved. Funds get released. What looked like silence turns out to be timing. So if you receive a call, a message, or even just a notification from your bank or financial institution, I want you to look at it with new eyes. Not with doubt or suspicion but with readiness. Because the person behind that message, a bank manager, a pension agent, a government representative, or a financial advisor, might be the human channel for something greater. They're not the source of your blessing. They're the delivery person. The true work? That's already been done. And it was done by you. See, that's the part people overlook. We tend to think blessings fall from the sky, that they come by chance, by favor, by divine accident. But that's not how energy works. That's not how cosmic law operates. The truth is, you've already done the hard part. You waited when nothing was happening. You kept faith when nothing made sense. You stayed upright when doors stayed shut. That's the kind of spiritual currency no one sees but the universe never forgets. The cards, yes, I pulled them for this week, revealed one in particular that struck me deep: the key. Now, in tarot and symbolic systems, the key represents unlocked doors, yes, but more importantly, it represents access. It means something that was locked away due to timing, maturity, or external limitations is now within your reach. Not because it magically moved, but because you did. Energetically, we're seeing the moon pass through Sagittarius and Capricorn from the 3rd to the 6th, the signs that rule expansion and structure. This isn't just a coincidence. That movement activates your financial axis, your house of worth, reputation, and earned value. So don't be surprised if the breakthrough you receive doesn't just change your bank account, it reshapes how others see you. It confirms what you've long known but couldn't quite prove, that you've always been more than your circumstances. But here's the part most people miss. Receiving a blessing is one thing. Letting it land without sabotaging it is another. That's where trust comes in. That's where healing shows up. When your heart has been through cycles of delay, disappointment, and dismissal, even good news can feel threatening. So let me say it clearly, in case no one has told you this before: you're not lucky. You're prepared. You're not being given something. You're being confirmed. So if this is resonating with something you felt rising inside you, if you've had that quiet sense that something is about to break open, this is your moment to say yes. To speak it out loud. To claim it as yours. And if you've been doing the work in silence, holding space when no one noticed, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and say, I'm ready to unlock what's mine. That one sentence, that small act of affirmation, might be all the permission the universe needs to move things even faster. Let it in. It's yours. You earned it. When the energy starts shifting in your favor, not everyone around you will celebrate that shift with you. And that's okay, but it's something to be aware of. Because the truth is, energy moves not only through intention and belief, but also through boundaries. As you step into a week filled with financial and energetic openings, you may begin to sense a strange tension. It might show up in the way someone asks you just a few too many questions about your income, your plans, your next steps. It could be disguised as concern, curiosity, or even admiration. But deep down, something doesn't feel right. That's your inner compass speaking, and it's time to listen. During the waning moon early this week, hidden dynamics tend to rise to the surface. The light may be soft, but its angle casts sharper shadows. This is the kind of lunar energy that doesn't just illuminate truth, it reveals motives. And for you, Leo, this is a key moment. Not to confront. Not to accuse, but to notice. To create quiet space around what's sacred. And what's sacred right now is your growth. See, in energy work, there's a real phenomenon where breakthroughs, especially financial or emotional ones, attract energetic interference. Not always because someone is wishing you harm, but often because they're unconsciously comparing your moment of expansion to their own place of lack. Their energy latches on without meaning to. That's why protection doesn't always look like defense. Sometimes it looks like silence. This is where self-awareness becomes your greatest asset. If you've been feeling watched, drained after certain conversations, or like your momentum slows every time you share exciting news, that's not coincidence. That's data. It's information your energy field is giving you in real time. The cards this week, specifically the archetypes of a mask and hidden intent, are not about fear. They're about discernment. They're a reminder that you don't need to prove your success. You don't need to explain what you're building. In fact, the more you keep sacred things private while they're growing, the stronger they'll become when they bloom. There's an old concept in energy practice that says, speak only when your roots are deep. Until then, let your dreams and breakthroughs breathe in quiet. Not secrecy. Sacred space. Think of your progress like a seedling. At this stage, the sun and soil nourish it, but too many hands reaching in can disturb the roots. Let your progress be seen when it's ready to stand on its own. From a practical self-help perspective, this is a good week to unplug a bit from performative sharing. You don't owe the world your updates. You owe yourself a sense of calm privacy. If someone is pushing into your energy, test the relationship by pulling back a little. Observe what happens when you're less available. Does it bring clarity? Do you feel lighter? Let the answers come not from confrontation but from stillness. Energetically, the law of attraction is at work in subtle ways here. The more grounded and inward you are, the more fully blessings can anchor into your reality. It's not about hiding, it's about being selective with where your light flows. And when you can master that, your manifestations move faster because you're not leaking energy through unnecessary explanations or approvals. So if this part of the message lands with you, take a moment now and ground it into reality. Leave a comment and write, I choose quiet to protect what's sacred. That simple statement is more than a sentence. It's a shield. A boundary. A blessing. And it may be the very vibration that tells the universe you're truly ready not just to receive, but to hold everything that's on its way to you. When energy begins to shift in your life, especially through major breakthroughs like we discussed earlier, your body doesn't just stand by. It reacts. It absorbs. It processes. And sometimes, it sends out small signals, asking for a pause, a reset, a recalibration. As Saturn retrogrades through your 6th house of health and daily rhythm, Leo, your body may be whispering more than you realize. Maybe it's the tightness in your neck you keep ignoring. The shallow sleep. The afternoon brain fog. The headaches that don't quite go away. Maybe you've told yourself, it's just stress, or I'll get to it later. But the truth is, your physical self is deeply tied to the flow of your blessings, and right now, it needs your attention. Saturn isn't the villain here. In astrology, Saturn is the teacher. The wise elder. And when it slows down in retrograde, it's not punishing you, it's reviewing. It's walking you back through your patterns and asking, are you treating your body like the vessel it is? That may sound simple, but it's not always easy. Especially for someone like you, Leo, strong-willed, heart-driven, constantly giving your energy to others. You've probably pushed through exhaustion more times than you can count. You've told yourself rest is a reward, not a right. But what if that belief is outdated now? What if restoring your body is actually the activation your next chapter needs? Think of your body as the gateway to manifestation. Every dream, every intention, every vision you have for your future, it has to pass through your physical form to reach the real world. So if your body is worn down, overwhelmed, or out of sync, that energy gets stuck. It can't move freely. And as much as you may try to push through with mindset and willpower, there's no substitute for true energetic alignment. That's why this message isn't just about physical health, it's about opening the channel fully. There are a few practical shifts that can make a big difference right now, and they're not complicated. Start small. Magnesium-rich foods like salmon, pumpkin seeds, and spinach can help with muscle tension and nervous system regulation. Adding a few minutes of deep breathing every morning helps your body come back into parasympathetic balance where healing actually happens. Consider logging off screens an hour earlier than usual, letting your nervous system unwind in the quiet. Even something as simple as reducing caffeine intake after mid-afternoon can reset your sleep rhythm within days. And here's something most people overlook. Taking care of your body is also a powerful form of self-respect. It tells the universe you're not just asking for more, you're ready to handle more. Because a well-rested, nourished body becomes a stronger container for abundance, responsibility, and long-term success. It's not about perfection. It's about alignment. You don't have to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. But you do need to start somewhere. And the more lovingly you return to your body, the more clearly you'll hear its wisdom. So if you've been waiting for a sign to take your wellness seriously, let this be it. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're being called inward, not away from your goals but toward them. In this week's energy, that recalibration is part of the miracle. It's what keeps the flow open. So let's make it real. Drop a comment and share one commitment you're making for your body this week. Say it aloud. Anchor it. Whether it's "I'll sleep by 10 p.m. or "I'll drink more water," your word has power. And sometimes, it's the simplest acts of care that tell the universe you're truly ready to receive. Sometimes we spend so much time waiting for signs, for answers, for someone to finally hand us the breakthrough we've been praying for that we forget where the real power has always been. And Leo, if there's one thing this week is here to teach you, it's this: you already hold the key. That's not a metaphor. That's an energetic truth. The card of the key reappears in your reading for a reason, and it's not just here to comfort you. It's here to wake something up. Because what's about to happen in your life isn't magic falling from the sky. It's a confirmation of the work you've been doing in the dark. Quietly. Faithfully. When no one was clapping. Let's not romanticize it. Discipline isn't always pretty. There were probably moments when you wondered if the restraint was worth it. If holding the vision through delays, detours, and disappointments meant anything. But now the energy begins to shift. Slowly at first, and then all at once. And it's not because someone, up there, decided to finally bless you. It's because you became someone who can hold the blessing without dropping it. You're the lock. You're the key. You're the one who decides what opens and what closes. This is the part of the journey where self-recognition becomes crucial. Because when the abundance does arrive, whether it's in the form of money, opportunity, clarity, or forward movement, your nervous system needs to be ready to receive it, not sabotage it. And the only way to receive from a place of peace is to truly know that what's coming isn't random. It's earned. Not in a hustle-driven way, but in a spiritual way. In a soul contract kind of way. Numerologically, this week hums with the vibration of the number 8: power, abundance, balance, and karma. It is the number of the infinite loop. Of what you give returning to you, and what you withhold being withheld. It's a mirror. And it's asking you to stop looking outside for what has always been quietly gestating within. If you've been wondering when your turn is coming, this is it. But here's the thing, the door won't swing open unless you turn the key. That means claiming the worthiness now. That means seeing yourself not as someone waiting for better days, but as someone already building them. Energetically, you're stepping into a space of personal responsibility, not the heavy kind, but the liberating kind. The kind that says, if I'm the one holding the key, I don't need to wait for permission. And that shifts everything. Because when you move through the world with that kind of inner certainty, circumstances begin to rearrange themselves around you. That's how alignment works. Not through force. Through frequency. Even color symbolism this week supports this inner transformation. Emerald green, the color of prosperity and healing, helps you anchor the abundance you're stepping into without fear. And gold, the color of royalty and divine authority, reminds you that you're not just allowed to step into power, you're meant to. These aren't just colors. They're frequencies. Wear them. Surround yourself with them. Let them mirror back the version of yourself that already exists on a higher plane, whole, abundant, unshaken. So if your heart's been feeling that subtle nudge, that sense that it's time, you're not imagining it. You're remembering. The only thing left to do now is act accordingly. Not from pressure. From readiness. From inner knowing. From the grounded confidence that says, I don't chase. I unlock. Take a breath with me now. And if this speaks to something real in you, drop it in the comments below. Write, I am the key to my own destiny. That's not just a statement. That's a vibration. A frequency. A declaration that you're no longer waiting for change. You are the change. Let it begin here. Let it begin now. After everything you've been through, the waiting, the striving, the letting go, his moment isn't just a reward, it's a new beginning. And no, not in the cliché sense of fresh starts and empty promises. This is different. This is a real pivot point. A shift not just in your outer world, but in your inner compass. The energy that's arriving for you now is layered. Yes, there's financial opportunity on the horizon. Yes, something you've been working toward may finally take root. But it goes beyond money. What's unfolding is a realignment with purpose. With people. With what makes your heart beat in a way that feels like truth. In astrology, when several elements activate at once: career, connection, calling, it's usually not an accident. These layers are converging for a reason. And the reason is, you're ready. There's an old saying in energetic circles, your purpose finds you when you're strong enough to carry it. And you've reached that place. You're no longer chasing meaning. You're becoming it. That may sound dramatic, but it's deeply grounded. Because when your internal frequency matches the life you've been asking for, things start showing up. A conversation opens a door. An old friend reappears, but this time with clarity. A job offer feels less like luck and more like alignment. This week, if you're offered something new, an opportunity, a collaboration, even a role you hadn't considered, pause before you overthink it. The mind likes to compare it to the past. But this isn't the past. This is part of the upgrade. And upgrades often feel unfamiliar at first. You don't need to say yes to everything, but do stay curious. Do trust your gut. And if someone from your past re-enters your life, someone who once supported you or loved you, notice how it makes you feel this time around. Don't judge it by history. Judge it by how you feel in your nervous system today. If it feels calm, grounded, honest, maybe there's something there worth exploring again. As for your deeper mission, the part of you that's been searching for a sense of, this is what I'm here for, don't be surprised if it starts to reveal itself, not in a lightning strike, but in quiet moments. In helping someone without expecting anything back. In saying no when it protects your energy. In creating something not to impress, but to express. Your purpose won't always be a career. Sometimes it's a vibration. A way of being. A role you step into through who you are, not what you do. But one thing's clear, the light that's opening up around you now is asking you to share more of your essence. Not louder, clearer. In tarot, this energy often comes through as the crystal and the light. The crystal is clarity, integrity, and resonance. The light is recognition by others, yes, but more importantly, by yourself. You're being invited to see your own reflection without distortion. To understand that your worth isn't something you earn, it's something you accept. And when you do, your path lights up, not in theory, but in practice. So as we close this chapter of the message, I want to invite you to ground this shift. To speak into the universe what you're stepping toward. Not just in thought, but in language. Because naming it gives it shape. It creates a vibrational anchor. Drop a comment below and write one dream you're ready to claim. One hope you're ready to bring out of the realm of maybe and into the light of action. Speak it. Write it. Let me in this space hold that energy with you. Because the truth is, you've always been the carrier of that light. This week, you're just finally ready to turn it on. So here we are, Leo, at the edge of something new. Not just because the stars say so, not just because the cards revealed it, but because deep inside, you can feel the shift. You've walked through the quiet seasons. You've stood still when things were uncertain. You've shown up even when nothing around you confirmed your efforts. And now, slowly, things begin to respond. Not out of luck. Not because someone gave you something. But because you aligned yourself with what was always meant for you. If the bank calls this week. If an email lands that you didn't expect. If a door that's been shut for far too long quietly creaks open, you'll know why. You'll know that this didn't happen overnight. This is the result of energy set in motion long ago. Of seeds you planted when no one was watching. Of decisions you made when you could have given up, but didn't. You don't need permission anymore. You don't need to keep waiting for a sign that says, now you're ready. Because readiness isn't a feeling, it's a decision. And from where I stand, you've already made it. The key isn't coming. It's already in your hand. And maybe the most powerful thing you can do now is choose to turn it. So let me ask you, what would change if you stopped doubting your timing? What would shift if you believed, fully and deeply, that this moment is your moment? That the money, the opportunity, the connection, the peace is not just coming, it's looking for you. And all that's required is your yes. You've heard the message. You've felt the alignment. But now it's about embodiment. About being the version of you that receives with ease, not hesitation. That holds blessings with both grace and boundaries. That sees a miracle for what it really is, a mirror of your own growth. So if you've made it here, thank you. Thank you for giving this space your time, your energy, and your open heart. I don't take that lightly. Every like, every comment, every subscriber, not just growing this channel, you're becoming part of something greater. Eternal mindfulness was built for moments like this. To remind you that you are never walking alone. That the divine, the universe, and your own soul have never stopped working in your favor. Before you go, speak it out loud. Write it below in the comments. Say, I am ready. I unlock my abundant life. I am the creator of my destiny. Let that declaration echo. Let it ripple out. Because someone else reading it might need the courage you're choosing to claim today. And if this video spoke to something inside of you, share it. Like it. Subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness and hit that bell so you never miss another message meant just for you. We're in this together, and trust me, Leo, you're just getting started.